Mhm. Just about beginning. I have one last thing to do here, as usual. All right. Got our audience set. Excellent. Instagram says, hold on. We're telling more followers to join your video. And somebody has joined. Thank you. Hi, Max. Hi, how are you? So, good evening, everyone. I say good evening because it's evening where I am. Remember, I had said that some of these lives we'd probably be doing in the middle of the night because I'm doing them at different times of the day. So, women in different time zones can get to see. And since we're talking with women in Africa, in Europe, in America, in China, in the Caribbean. We're talking with women all over the world. And so I'm adjusting time zones, because even just in the United States, in Africa, so there are different time zones. They're an hour apart, 2, 3, 4 hours difference. And so sometimes when it's early morning for us, it's afternoon for some of them. It's morning. It's tomorrow in China already right now. It's tomorrow in Europe too. Yeah. It's tomorrow in some parts of Africa also. So I'm Shirley Osborne. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, and welcome to day number 7. It's February 7th, day number 7 of 28 Days Live as part of Elevation 2023. Elevation 2023, before I go any further, let me say this. Elevation 2023 is this game, this big game we're playing this year. A game of elevation, improvement, leveling up, transformation, us stepping out higher, us stepping out, stepping up, stepping into our power, transforming whichever parts of our lives we want to transform, whichever parts of our personalities. And by that I mean digging into the parts of our personalities that we want to escalate, elevate, and also like I mentioned before, addressing the shadow parts of ourselves, addressing the shadow selves, and letting them shine through. Okay, we're going to do all of that, and we have the rest of the year to do this. And then at the end of the year, we are going to celebrate everything that we've accomplished. I can tell you now that the things I'm working on this year are my work, of course. One of the things I'm working on is escalating, elevating, improving, enhancing, empowering, strengthening, whatever word you want to think, my work with women. I want this year to reach more women than I ever have before. I want to do deeper work, stronger work, more fun work with women. I want to spend more time with women this year than I did last year, the year before. Although, of course, the last couple of years was COVID, so we have reasons for those. But I want to do that. I want to engage with women in different ways this year. And so Elevation 2023 is giving me the opportunity to do that. And remember that whenever I speak about us, the work we do on ourselves, we must also consider, it's important to me that we consider how it affects other people, and we consider also how we can support other people in elevating. So today we're going to talk about style. But before I do that, on my way to that, I want to just say something about this piece about the contributions, about contributing. A part of my work, a lot of my work actually is about contribution, yes, because much of my work is serving women who are underserved, under-resourced, women for whom life has not been kind and people have not been kind to no fault of their own, women and girls who are born into painful and difficult circumstances, and that life just doesn't give a break. There's one particular young woman I'm thinking about right now. I spoke to her 2 days ago. It was the last time I spoke to her. And I see that she called me today or last night. I will call her back. And in the conversation on Saturday, she said to me, look, here I am standing out here on the corner. Her car had broken down. She's trying to get somewhere. The car had broken down. I'm standing here on the corner, struggling with all this thing by myself. I am alone. I have no one. It's just me, just me, just me. I hear that from so many women. I hear that from so many women. It's just me. How come there's nobody there? I've said that myself sometimes. I say that myself. And where's everybody? Because a lot of what we have been taught as women is that we must be there for other people. Our responsibility in this world is to be there for others. Families, men, old folks, young folks, different folks. But nobody is taught that they need to be there for women. And so and because of how we have been taught, we spend so much of our time looking after the other people, taking care of the other people. Excellent, thank you. There you go. We spend so much time and energy looking after the other people, we don't have time to look after one another. Because after all, if we are to be looking after people, we should also be looking after the others who look like us. We should also be looking after the women around. Hey there, welcome. How you doing? Yeah. And so very often I hear women say that I'm in this and there's nobody. And that is one of the reasons why women's organizations are so important. That women get together to support one another. And that's what my work is about. And a lot of my work, like I said, has been supporting and elevating women, helping women find their power, step into their power, find their confidence, have confidence in their capabilities. And more, I realize that a lot of what I do, a lot of what would serve women is putting women together to support one another. We know that when somebody has a tragedy in their family, a death, or something positive, a birth, a marriage, it's women who come through, right? It's women who do that. But on the other hand, we don't get a lot of time, a lot of opportunity to be there in the everyday. You have your best friend who, yes, is available, and your sister who's available, but a group of women, a powerful group of women behind you, around you, supporting you all the time, you supporting them. So many women have told me that they don't have that. They wish they had that. And that is what Elevation 2023 is mostly about. It's about women finding one another and being there for one another. And bear in mind that being there for one another very often means just being there to listen, just to say, sister, I hear you. What's going on? What's up? How the kids? How's the family? What happened at work today, man? And just to listen. So when I settled on doing Elevation 2023, I thought deeply about that, and I realized, again, it came clear to me. I was reminded, not realized, I was reminded of, like I've said before, things my grandmother taught me about women being there for one another. It wasn't just my grandmother's time, it's still very, very present, current, and necessary. And so Elevation 2023 is about us stepping up, stepping out, supporting one another, standing up for one another, standing up for one another, standing up for ourselves and for one another. Because remember also that the foundation motto is one woman succeeds, all women win. When one woman succeeds, all women win. The elevation of any woman is the elevation of all women. And by extension, the elevation of everybody else. Because let's go back to, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over this year, so get used to it. The elevation of women, women's empowerment, women having autonomy and agency and self-determination is a bonus for men and children and families and communities and corporations and countries. Check the facts. All kinds of surveys have been done, which is why it boggles my mind that we still need to be doing things like Elevation 2023, because you think that if so many surveys, analyses, research, figures, mathematics have proven that women women with agency, empowered women, women who are allowed, are left alone to make their own decisions and empower themselves and explore and enhance and develop themselves and contribute, make things better for everybody. I wonder, it boggles my mind that we're still having this conversation because people obviously are not paying attention to the reports. And when I talk about figures, I really literally mean that figures. Go look, just Google anywhere, women and finance or something like that, women and investment companies, and you will find that across the board, results, surveys show that when women are highly engaged, companies do better, the bottom line increases, they earn more money. Investment companies, retail companies, private companies, public organizations all do better, make more money, have wider and larger client bases and so on when women are fully engaged. We know that. So Elevation 23 is to remind us of that, remind us women of that so that we can remind the rest of the world and remind each other and support one another in empowering ourselves, finding our space, finding our power, and making our contribution to the world. My contribution to the world, as you all know, is twofold. I work full out on my work with women, and I work full out on my work for this little island called Montserrat that I love so much. Both of them need elevating, both of them need support, and everything that I have been taught, everything that I was born with, everything that I have acquired along the way, I invest into these two things. Other things too, obviously, but the primary two are these. And as a matter of fact, they're all so closely related, so much interrelated, and so much a part of my life and other people's lives that, you know, if I do work just for women, I do work for women in Montserrat, and so Montserrat benefits and Montserrat elevates. If I do work just for Montserrat, I do work for the world, and so, you know, the world elevates, the world does better. And that, folks, is part of my style. So style is not just earrings and clothes and lifestyle. Style is also who you are in the world, how you choose to be in the world. My way of doing things is my style. I have a particular style, a particular way of doing things. So when you get to know me, you know these things about me. When you don't know me, these are the things you see first anyway. That's who I am. And that determines and defines my style. It's the foundation of my style. You know how you hear people say, what you do is not who you are? I've never understood that. I thought that's bollocks. That's nonsense. What you do is who you are. You do medicine, you're a doctor, that's who you are. You are you do teaching, you are a teacher, that's who you are. You're a musician, you do music, you are a musician, that is who you are. That's part of who you are. Your work is who you are. Also because your work, the way you earn your livelihood, the way we earn our livelihood in the world, is with the skills, the abilities that we have been given to share with the world. The skills that we use to earn our livelihood are skills that are our contribution to. It's an exchange. I earn my livelihood by giving to the world these gifts, these skills, these talents with which I was born. Music, writing, carpentry, forestry, animal husbandry, whatever it is. Yeah. And all of that all of those things come together to create our style. So you see me dressed like this now. I'm wearing these long earrings. I don't often wear long earrings, but I do sometimes. I bought these from an African woman in Kentucky, in the United States of all places. Beautiful. They're not ivory, by the way. No animals were harmed in this making of these. No, these are not elephant tusks. Yeah, and she wrapped them in this wonderful little thing. And sometimes when I'm dressing like this, I wear them because they fall and they frame my neck and my face. And my style is my dress style. Let's talk about dress style first of all. And bear in mind, we're not going to talk about all of them tonight. We can't even begin. So if you check my Instagram, I posted a series of pictures tonight, earlier today. One said life and one said style. Style, I was wearing a dress and shoes, and I was that was my dress style, part of my dress style. And the other one was life, part of my lifestyle, and that was me lying on a beach in Montserrat. Yeah, I love Montserrat. I love the little island, the little Caribbean and tropical, tiny little tropical island. You can fit it into Jamaica. I don't know how many times. It's small, and I love big cities. I love New York City. I love New York City. I love Shanghai. I love London. I love Paris. I love Rome. I love Port of Spain. Right? I love Buenos Aires. And I love the desert. I love the sea. I love people. And sometimes I want people to leave me alone and let me be alone. I want solitude. Nobody talk to me. All of those things come together and they express in my interactions with the world. And that fundamentally is what style is about, our expression of ourselves. And what I want to say first off is that style is not static. Your style is not, it's not just one thing that just always is that way. So sometimes I'll dress like this. Sometimes I wear little silver, little knobs. Sometimes I wear loose clothes like this to keep me cool. Sometimes I wear, tight, sexy stuff. Sometimes I wear short skirts. Sometimes I wear skirts all the way down to my ankles, cover my heels and all. Sometimes I wear jeans. Sometimes I wear shiny stuff. Style is not just one thing. Our style is a collection, a compendium, I think is one word we can use. I'm not. Our style is a number of things come together that are how we operate in the world. Our work, our relationships, our dress, our lifestyle, how we decorate our houses, how we treat people. And that one we're going to spend some time on later. How we treat ourselves. All of those come together. All those and more. So when I say I love big cities and I love tiny islands, I love the beach and I love the desert. I love jewelry and shiny stuff. And I like clean, simple lines. I think if I look at all of these together, the one thing that they probably all have in common is I don't like frills and frou-frou. I don't. There are women who do. Women love to wear frills and lace and so on. I sometimes wear lace, but frills and so on, just not my style. They're not my style. Simple, easy, simple garments are more my style. Sometimes they're loose, sometimes they hug my body. But you'll find that easy and simple, uncomplicated. That's my style. And that shows up in all of the ways in which I behave in the world. So when we talk about style going through the year, we're going to touch on all of these at different times. Obviously, we have our style conference, our style seminar is going to be in April. That one's going to be fun because summer is coming, and summer people go well in places where you have seasons. People go out more. People are more visible and more expressive during the warmer months of the year. When you're in the Caribbean, you're expressive all the time, except maybe for nowadays, because I don't know, climate change is making our Decembers, January, February really cold. I mean, it's cold here in Montserrat for us at any rate. So throughout the year, we're going to be working on style. We're going to touch on each of the areas at some point in some depth, and that depth will depend on what's going on. So we have this seminar in April, but we also have a monthly circle, remember? So in monthly circles, we talk about specific things, and and style is it often comes up. We're going to be talking about style in at least one of the circles. And then some of the individual work that we'll do with the programs, Feminine Alchemy, your self leadership plan of action. When you do your My I Am poem, your I Am poem is you end up writing who you are, and you will see evidence of what your style is, of all the aspects, all the facets of your style. I want to leave you with one thing tonight. Style is not static. It's not only one thing. Our style is an all-encompassing thing. I remember I have working in fashion, in moda, right, in Italy. I heard over and over and over and over again, tutto è moda. Everything is fashion. Everything is fashion. Everything is style. Everything about you is part of your style. Different parts of it, different aspects of it expressed at different times. So there are times when I wear these earrings and I wear African clothes. There are times when I wear almost no clothes. There are times when I cover myself from head to foot and I love it. There are times when I don't want anything on my body. I don't want anything to touch me. Depending on where I go and what I'm doing. So basically, we get to understand that style is an internal thing. Style is internal. Style is not what you see is the expression of style. Kind of like illness what is the word? Style and illness and symptoms. I'm thinking style and so on. When you're ill, your symptoms are not the illness. The symptoms just say what's up. You have a headache. Just your head. What does that mean? It could be that your eyes are hurting. There's something wrong with your eyes. It could be your ears. It could be your brain. It could be a tooth. It could be something to do with your sinuses. It could be somebody hit you in your head. The expression, the symptom is not the thing. Yeah. Style is the same thing. So my earrings and my dress and how I speak to people and how I am in the world, those are expressions of my style. And my style is inside me. My style is a personality issue. It's an internal thing. It's a spirit thing. How I talk to people, how I treat people is an expression of me, of my insights, of my inner being. So if you take nothing else from me tonight, take this. How you dress is not your style. How you dress is an expression of your style. How you walk is an expression of your style. The things that you like, your lifestyle. Oh, hello, Dr. Jackman. Thank you. Your expressions of your style. So when we talk about lifestyle, I'm also very much a sporty person, athletic person. If you will, I used to sprint and so on at school. Got a couple of medals for it too. And so part of my style is athletics, physical movement, physical exercise, physical things are part of my lifestyle. So you just as easily see me in a pair of shorts and a t-shirt and sneakers running around, working out or hiking or something, as you are. And I love to dance. So you're as likely to see me in workout clothes as you are to see me in a sexy dance dress and high heel shoes. They're so very different, two very different looks, but they're part of me. They're part of my style. So my style comes out and expresses at times as an athlete. Can I say that? I'm an athlete. Yeah, I like it, whatever. My style, my athletic side expresses sometimes, and the style that I use, and my creative side, my dance side, that side also expresses, it's coming from the inside of me. It's an expression of my style. So as we go through the year, begin to think about style as an expression of something deep inside you, and see if you can figure out, if you can understand, if you can dig up how come you have this particular kind of style. Because bear in mind that it expresses differently for different people. So just as we look at all the things that combine to make us good sisters or good friends, or to make us good with people, all the things that come together to make us lovers of reading, or to make us good lovers, all the things that come together to make us the things that we say we are. You think of all of those, think of style in exactly the same way. Think of style in exactly the same way. All the things that come together to create this particular way of being in the world, this particular way of showing up in the world. I remember years ago doing a training in New York City, and part of my style is I love to dress up, right? I love to dress up. And I was showing up for this training dressed to the nines, right? Appropriately for the occasion, yeah. Not just, I wasn't dressed up to go to breakfast at Tiffany's. I wasn't dressed up to go to, go to the club. I was dressed perfectly for that occasion, but dressed very well. We had to do a stretch because, of course, part of the training was part of the exercise to help us towards transformation. You get to step out of who you usually are, who you think you are, and do something else. And I was living in New Jersey and traveling to New York every day for this training. And my stretch was I had to wear sweats and sneakers. I had to put on sweats and sneakers in New Jersey and drive into New York and park my car and walk on the streets of New York and go to this place in sweats, a sweatsuit, no less, a whole sweatsuit. I cannot tell you the distress it caused me. I cannot begin to tell you the distress it caused me, because I wear sneakers when I'm working out. I don't wear sneakers to run around the place, right? And I definitely would not wear a tracksuit, a sweatsuit to walk around New York City. No. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. But I had to do it that day. And the distress. At the end of the day, however, it shifted something, because that was the point. It shifted something in me so that today I can talk to you about how style is it's inner, it's intrinsic, it's part of inside of you. It expresses in how you dress, how you behave, how you are. It's not you. I put on my sweatsuit and my sneakers. I didn't do much more with my hair than you see here, because I don't do a whole lot with my hair. Part of my style is not being beautifully, perfectly coiffed. It's clean, it's cut nicely, I good. Okay. So I talked about that experience in New York City to highlight for you how the ways we think we are, the ways that we think we are, sometimes are very often impedes our getting to know ourselves and therefore our expression in the world. After I walked around in that sweatshirt in New York, in those sweatpants, pants and top, and he didn't even have a hoodie, so you could kind of look kind of cool. I couldn't even do that. But after I did that, about halfway through the day, perhaps I thought, what the hell, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable. And my behavior, for want of a better term, my interactions with people changed. I became aware of it, that I was interacting with people very differently. But of course, I had known that. that when you are dressed formally, you just kind of behave a certain way. And when you're wearing shorts and flip flops, you behave a certain way. But we never actually think about it and think about why and how and why it makes a difference. And that experience did that, it opened that up for me and got me to thinking. And over the years, as I've worked with women, I've had them do activities like that. Check yourself out. Check yourself out. See what's driving you. See what piece inside you is helping you, is guiding you to make these particular expressions. That thing in there is your style. That's your style center, if you want to call it that. And it expresses in these ways in the world. So when I am dressed up in my high heel shoes, like in that one you see in style on my Instagram, I'm all dressed up and I'm wearing this short skirt and this nice simple little white dress. That's Shirley in there. That's Shirley in there on that particular feeling this particular thing, and I'm expressing that thing there. My sense of style guides me to express those particular things in this particular way. And when I put on my shorts and my t-shirt, and I'm just relaxed and chilling and I'm easy and no makeup and all that, that's Shirley needing to express at this particular point. I know that there's nothing I'm saying here that's new to anybody. There's nothing here that's new. Yeah? We all know these things. We just need to be reminded sometimes. We need to be reminded so we can focus on them and begin to be intentional about how we operate in the world. You're going to hear me say that a lot this year. We get to be intentional about how we operate in the world for a number of reasons. One, for our own benefit and for the benefit of the world. Because our work here is twofold, all of us. Our work for ourselves and our work for the world. And so getting to know, getting to understand why you show up this way in the world is important. Is important, and it is important to the intentionality, because when you know why you're doing something, you're going to hear the word why a lot this year also. When you know why you're doing something, you have the power to either change it or improve it or decide to keep it as it is. But then you have the power. Style is the same thing. When you know why, then you have the power to decide your style. So the style that showed up when I was wearing the jeans is, I'm cool. I could do anything I want. I could dress anyhow I like and look good. And no matter what I put on, I look good. That's the style coming out. And it was blue, the sweatsuit, which is, good Lord, that blue sweatsuit and my sneakers got me to there. I could wear anything, anywhere, and look good. That's my style. Yeah, we will get to there. You either are there or you can get to there. When you get to know, when you dig deep, whatever the exercise is. I mean, not in New York City, so but whatever the exercise is, whatever the activity is, the thing, the event that gets you to know that makes you ever so much more powerful, makes your style ever so much more resonant, makes your style ever so much more you, your contribution to the world. So take some time this weekend, this week, tomorrow, the after tomorrow. Think about where your style comes from, why it is, and see if you are at the space where you think, I don't care what I wear because I always look good. Or I don't care what I wear because I really don't care whether whichever one it is, all of that is your style. And it'll express whatever you're wearing. We're going to talk also about things like lifestyle. We're going to talk about lots of other aspects of style, the components of style, the other components of style, or the other expressions of style. Lifestyle is a big one because, your lifestyle, we use it to mean all kinds of things. the athletic lifestyle, the skater lifestyle, the um, Gucci wearing lifestyle, the hip hop lifestyle, you know, the soca lifestyle, no, the tropical lifestyle, or the city lifestyle, there are all kinds of ways, all kinds of expressions of style, of lifestyle. We're going to talk about all of those and how it is that so many of them show up in every single one of us. There's no single one. There's no single one. And again, even that is an expression of this thing that's inside you that we're going to get to. We're going to get to it. Yeah? So, reminder, style is an internal thing. It's a character thing, it's a personality thing, it's an inside thing, it's a spirit thing, and it expresses in the world in certain ways. And for each individual, it expresses in a certain very peculiar, very specific number of ways, combination of ways. And this year, number 3, this year we're going to be intentional about our style. We're going to be intentional about the expressions of our style. We're going to get to know what drives those expressions, and we're going to begin to use that style to our benefit. Because ultimately, that's what we're talking about. Use it to our benefit and for the benefit of the world. So, let me leave you also with this one last thing. All this is important because every single thing in the world, every single one of us, every single occurrence is connected to every other one in some way, influences some other one in some way. And so when you walk on the street, when you enter into a room, there's always somebody at some point notices something about you and is influenced in some way by that, even if they're not aware. How you walk might have somebody just, or how you walk might have somebody say, "Ooh, what's going on?" Or here's a one last thing. I was coming to Miami airport once some years ago. I was wearing a t-shirt, a black t-shirt that says "political woman" on the front. You know me, I am a political woman. I love politics. And I'm standing in security line, and this man taps me on my shoulder and said, "My daughter loves your t-shirt." Little girl was about 8 or 9 years old. And she was so shy, she couldn't say it to me. But she told her father, "I like her t-shirt." The father told me, and I said, "Thank you." And we had a little bit of conversation, the girl and me. She may or may not become a politician, but she liked the shirt because she liked what it read. Because part of my style is being political and not being afraid to show it. And this little girl, 7 or 8 years old, she got the message. That's how we walk in the world when we're being intentional. It shows up. It has all these effects that we didn't expect, we didn't plan. I wish that for you, because I am working for a world in which we can all have agency, support one another, have connection, communion, communication. In order to get there, we get to work on ourselves. So we're going to work on our style. Thank you for hanging with me. It's a little bit longer than usual, but thank you for hanging with me. One quick request I have of you, please click like, share it with someone, share this with someone, talk to someone about it, click, share, let it go to someone, like it, follow me on Instagram, on all the social media. Let me see, I have some messages over here. Follow me on social media and subscribe to our channels, to whatever there is to subscribe. Just click the little button below you. And if you haven't done so, go to the website, www.shirleyosborne.com, www.shirleyosborne.com. Register, join us, sign up, plan on being in Montreal with us this year, one way or the other, either in person or online. Yeah. And be intentional about your transformation this year, this other thing that you want to do, this new thing that you want to try, this thing you always wanted to and never got around to, you're going to do this year. Let's work together on it. Let us help you work on that. www.shirleyosborne.com. And let me see you tomorrow also. Tomorrow is day number 8, and I'm looking forward to hanging with you a little bit. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, have a good night, sleep well, whatever it is you're going to do. Enjoy your lunch, your dinner, your breakfast. Have a good day at work, a play. And until tomorrow, take good care.